you're at anyway and shoot you. But in this technique, here's where it's at. You need to search over something. Okay, you need to come up. I need to search over whatever piece of furniture, whatever it is. You know, this technique here, now I have to really expose myself. Maybe I'm going to come in and use this kind of technique here. And this one's very difficult because now you don't know where it's pointing at. So you have to really be like, oh, okay. It takes a lot of coordination on that one. But they do different versions. But the real reason they came up with this is because they thought people would shoot at the light. They're not that good of shooters to hit the light. They're going to shoot everywhere. They're going to do this. So wherever that light is, the rounds are coming. And they tend to shoot low anyway, so they're going to shoot at the light and hit you in the head.
I assume the FBI changed their mind.
No, it's still called the modified FBI. And then that's where we come up with the different indexing, flashlight indexing points. This one here, it's just kind of like a neck index, so I'm keeping the flashlight right in here. And what I'm doing with that is I'm able to, if I don't have night sights on my gun, when I turn the light on, it kind of illuminates my sights as well a little bit. So that way I know where I'm looking.
So the modified FBI is always out this side? It was never.
No, it could be wherever your arms are. Mine are longer. It's, you know, but now if it's way out here, it's harder to aim the flashlight.
But it was more here, but it was never over your head.
Not really. No, it's just over to the side.
So what they show on TV is
yeah, it's off to the side because it's over your head, and they're just on line. If they miss low, they're definitely going to hit you in the head.
What do the Chicago police do?
We use the other ones, the Harry's, the Roger, everything I just showed you is what we teach.
There's no general thing that they do?
No, they teach all of them in the academy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all those. I did the in-service program and taught low light before I started teaching. It's the same, you know, it's the same as what I'm showing you right now. There's no different techniques. It's the Rogers. They use these kind of flashlights most of the time. So you're either going to be doing this one here, the Chapman, or this is the Chapman, the Rogers, or the syringe method. That's a different way of calling the Rogers, where you're activating it this way here. Now everybody has weapon-mounted lights. Okay. So again, do they come in handy? Yeah, for police they do, because they can point their guns at everyone. Like I could point, you know, if I have. Well, if I have reasonable suspicion,
But now they have to call it in too.
yeah, now you have to call it in afterwards, you know. But hey, you're not letting me see your hands, and you're moving. You know, I could illuminate you now. I don't have to worry about operating a flashlight, and I got you. Now all I have to worry about is seeing your hands. I activated the flashlight, and I just left it on. Now I could go into a two-handed shooting. Okay. They're, you know, justified if they can articulate that. Where, you know, are you? You know, I don't know, it's a gray area. Is it good to have a light on your gun? Yeah. I mean, to carry this, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube Warriors and stuff, and they're carrying, you know, Glock 34s with lights and this big old gun on me. And I don't carry a light on my gun unless I'm doing something very specific. I'm working some kind of security or detail or something, and I have another XC1. Streamlight also has them, Surefire. They're a little bit smaller lights that mount under the guns here. So they don't give you that bright illumination, but they give you some illumination, so at least you can identify the target. With the modified FBI, just a different way of doing it. Night sights, okay? If you have night sights, they help you. It's an aid. Do you need them? No, because you really need light to identify. If you were going to ambush people, then night sights would be, you know, beneficial for you. In other words, you're just going to murder people and you hide in the dark, and then you can see them. Now I can line up my sights because I'm in the dark, and I can start shooting, but we can't do that. We're not doing that. So having night sights helps you, but if you don't have night sights, then don't worry about it. You're not that far behind, or you're not off the curve at all, because when you activate your light to illuminate the target or identify the target, you're going to have enough light to use your sights. That's the bottom line. The true advantage of night sights is if you're in the dark and you're shooting at someone that's in the light, and you could actually line up your sights in the dark. Now some of them, you know, some people like one night sight up front. You put two dots and a dot in the front. People get confused. Then they offset, so they think the 3 dots are there, but actually it's 1, 2, 3, and the front sight's way to the right or to the left. So even with having night sights under stress, people could mess those up as well. Kind of things we already covered. It's difficult to determine your position, advantage, disadvantage, no illumination. Both hands might be needed to activate a light. That's if you're using like a spotlight or something like that. The handheld flashlights, you're good on those. You covered that, advantages already. Okay, loading, reloading, a couple different ways of doing this. Okay. Some of these lights, if you want to be real cool, they come with little types of lanyards, but you got to be real careful with these little lanyards. If it's like 550 cord and they're attached in there, they could get hung up when you're drawing them. They could get hung up on something, and if it doesn't have a quick breakaway, you know, like it's wearing a ring and then getting caught, and then you know you lose all that meat on your finger. So if you're using any kind of ring on the lights, make sure you know it's a breakaway. It won't take your finger with it.
What about a lanyard like this? Would you recommend using the lanyard?
Yes, as long as it's you could use it as long as it has some kind of quick detach or it'll break. It's not permanently attached. Where if it gets hung up and then your hand's hung up on it, and then it just gets all tangled up, so you break away. So with the lanyard, that's a good lanyard or any kind of ring. Some people like them, some don't. It allows you to do things with keeping the flashlight so you don't lose it. Okay, so there's different ways to do it. This one just has a little rubber grommet, so now I just leave it on my index finger. Now I can grab the magazine, do whatever I need to do. If I don't have that, or if you don't have the lanyard on there, there's a couple different ways. You can put it back from where you got it, okay, back in the pouch if you have that in your pocket, but make sure it's off. So a lot of people will do this, and then they start doing their reloads or moving, and now the light's on. Simplest thing, you can put it right under your arm and do everything right in here. I've seen people, you know, put them in their mouths and hold on to them. Wherever you need to put it, you put it in your waistband. You got to really put it in there.
What do you prefer, Pete?
I put it under my arm, and I just do whatever I need to do. Or I use those. Like a little lanyard with that. Again, you just got to be careful with them that they do have a breakaway. Like this one does not have a real good breakaway. Like if it gets caught, or if I try to grab a magazine and it's sitting there, I could get my finger caught on it. Or if it gets caught somewhere else and now I have to break the flashlight away, it's going to take my finger with it. So you just want to make sure that you have something that will tear, it won't, you know, it'll leave your skin on your finger and not go with it. That's pretty much it. Secure the flashlight, make sure it's off. That's the thing you have to do. Put it away, handle your business. If you're trying to do a reload with the flashlight in your hand or a malfunction clearing, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, easiest thing, get it out of the way. Like I said, I put it under my arm and go from there. Firearm safety, you guys all know this. So, we're going to go shoot. I'm going to go over the techniques downstairs. You're going to practice these real quick, and I'm going to start shooting. Any questions so far? Those are all the techniques. Again, it's just practicing with the light, shooting with the light. Shooting in low light is basically one-handed shooting. So, because the other hand has the light in it. Yeah, there's a couple different techniques like I showed you, unless you have a weapon-mounted light that you just leave on. But if you're using a handheld flashlight, a lot of it's just one-handed shooting. And that's something you should practice all the time anyways, one-handed shooting, so then if you are using a light, because the gun recoils a lot more when you're shooting with one hand than it does with two. So, we'll go downstairs, I'll let you go back out, strap up your guns, don't load your guns or anything. But you can go out to one of the booths there, put your gun on. If you want to use the bathroom, there's a bathroom up here, bathroom downstairs. So we'll do that and give you about 10 minutes. Load up your magazines. The capacity, I'll bring out the extra flashlights. You guys don't have one?
I don't have one.
1, 2.
No, I have a flashlight. I was just gonna ask you a question.
Sure.
For loading magazines, can we use the table on the outside, or we have to go in the range?
No, you can load magazines outside, just don't handle guns.
Okay.
Outside, yeah.
Just wanna make sure I know what's right here.
No, that's fine. Any other questions? It went pretty quick, but you know, this is kind of theory. Here's what it is. Kind of know, so you know in the back of your head what we're going to be doing, and now we got to just go practice it.